Hello everybody, welcome to my channel and welcome to a new lesson in the English language. Today's lesson is talking about the past continuous tense. The past continuous tense. It's an important tense in the English language, super easy, and today we're going to learn about its usage. Okay, so first of all, the past continuous tense, from the name, we can guess that the form of this tense is related to the present continuous tense. So I want you to guess with me the form of the past continuous tense. It's super easy, just like the present continuous tense. It is like that. So we'll see the form is was or were plus the verb plus ing. Very similar to the present continuous tense. Verb to be plus the verb plus ing. But here, because we are in the past, so I'm using the past form of verb to be, was or were. So for example, it's like this. I was eating or they were playing. What did I do here? I added the past form of the verb to be, was, and then I added ing to the verb. That is simply in short, the form of the past continuous tense. Let's go to the usage together. Come on. So the first use of the past continuous tense is we use it to say that an action was in progress at a specific time in the past. It was in progress at a specific time in the past. The action had already started at this time but hadn't finished. Like, for example, in this picture, you can see that at 5 p.m., what was happening? It was raining. It was raining. So when I'm explaining and describing the action that was in progress at this specific time in the past, I will be using the past continuous tense. It's going to be like this. At 5 p.m. yesterday, it was raining. At 5 p.m. yesterday, it was raining. Okay? And then another example. For example, here, a specific time at the past again. At midnight, we were still driving through the desert. We haven't finished and we were still driving at this time. And another example as a question. What were you doing at midnight last night? And usually this question is used by detectives. You can check in like some movies. What were you doing at and the specific time in the past? And the answer is usually also in the past continuous. Okay, so this is the first use. Are you ready for the second? Come on. The second use is we use the past continuous to say that an action was in progress at every moment during a period of time. Like this nice lady here. What's she doing? Working. Great. So when I say from 8 a.m. till 4 p.m., it's like all day. What was she doing? She was working. She was working all day. Okay, so it's going to be like this. Yesterday she was sitting at her desk at work. Yesterday she was sitting at her desk at work all day. So she was working. She was sitting all day. You were working all day yesterday. Another example. So you were working all day yesterday. During the period of time you were doing the action. Okay, another example. Yesterday they were not playing football at 9 a.m. That's the negative. And then, what were you doing at 10 p.m. last night? Another example related to the first use that we spoke about minutes ago. So, if you notice here also the last one, Jimmy was working at 10 p.m. last night. So I can use again a specific time in the past, or I use terms like all day, all week. Like for example, I was studying I was studying all last night. That example means I was studying all last night. So all last night what I was doing was studying. So all day, all night, all last night, all weekend, terms that are used with the past continuous tense. Okay? Fine. So let us go to the third use, which is very important and one of the most common uses of the past continuous tense. Let's check it together. We use the past continuous tense to indicate that a longer action in the past was interrupted by another shorter action. For example, yesterday you were studying, okay? And all of a sudden your brother knocked the door. So you had to stop studying and check who knocked the door, right? So it is again like this. A longer action, an action that was taking place in the past, and there is another action here that it has interrupted it. Okay? In this case, we use the past continuous tense and another tense. Now, let us check with me. Here, I say the past continuous tense refers to the longer action, and the past simple refers to the shorter action, the action that interrupted the longer action. Okay? Or happened at the middle of it. For example, look here with me. She was cleaning a window when the phone rang. So this lady or this girl, she was doing something. She was cleaning. That's a longer action. Okay? She was cleaning. Okay? When the phone rang. When the phone rang. So while she was cleaning, something happened suddenly and interrupted her cleaning process, right? So for example, she had to pause a little and check who is ringing, who rang the phone, who wants to call her, like this. Look here. The longer action is in the past continuous tense. The longer action is in the past continuous tense, and that action that has interrupted it, the short one, the sudden one, is in the past simple. Excellent. In the past simple. Okay, more examples together. Let's say together, for example, while I was watching TV, I heard a loud scream. So I had, for example, to stop. I had to stop watching TV and check what happened. Okay, so I was watching TV and then suddenly I hear the scream, right? Okay, so now you understand that this usage is like a longer action that was interrupted by a shorter one. Let us go to a very important part of the past continuous and very famous in many curriculums, which is when and while. When and while are used in sentences with the past continuous tense in the following cases and in the following form. Okay, you can check with me. For example, when is usually followed by the action that's in the past simple and then the action in the past continuous. You can remember from the last slide that I said that the short action is in the past simple and the longer action that was interrupted is in the past continuous. Do you remember? Yeah. So what comes after when, whether it is at the beginning of the sentence or in the middle, is the past simple tense, the shorter action. Okay, the one that has interrupted what was going on. Let us check some examples. When the telephone rang, it's a past simple. Okay, when the telephone rang, I was cooking in the kitchen. When the telephone rang, I was cooking in the kitchen. The second example, when I called Mary, she was studying in her house. She was studying in her house. I called her. I had to interrupt her studying, right? I interrupted her. When I called Mary, she was studying in her house. Okay, so in the first two examples, when was at the beginning of the sentence and it was followed by the past simple. What if when is in the middle of the sentence? Let's check now. We were eating when Dad came home. We were eating when Dad came home. Here, when is in the middle of the sentence. It's not at the beginning, right? And it's followed by what? It's followed by the, let's check here. Excellent, followed by the past simple, the shorter action. We were eating and then Dad came home. In the middle of the action, right? Like when I say the shorter action that came to interrupt the action or came at the middle, happened at the middle of the action, the longer action, right? So what comes after when here? The past simple. Okay, now let's go to while, which is somehow the opposite of when, because what comes after while here? Excellent, the past continuous. So while the case is different. While, past continuous, and then past simple. So what comes after while is the shorter or the longer action? Excellent, the longer action, and then the shorter action or the past simple. Also, if while is in the middle of the sentence, what follows it is the past continuous. Let's check some examples. Go on. Okay. While I was studying, my friend sent me a text message. That interrupted me, right? So what comes after while is what in what tense? Excellent, in the past continuous. And then here, the phone rang, past simple. While, what comes after while? Excellent, past continuous. While my mother was cooking. Fine. So this is when and while. When and while with the past continuous. Let us move to something else also with while and another use for the past continuous tense. We use the past, and pay attention please to this. We use the past continuous tense to describe two parallel actions in the past. Two parallel actions in the past. That means that they were happening at the same time, okay, in the same sentence, but they didn't interrupt each other. And pay attention to this, okay? They did not interrupt each other. That's the difference between the last use. We said that there is a longer action and then an action that has interrupted it. No, in this case, the two actions were happening at the same time, okay, at the same time, but they didn't interrupt each other. They were going on like parallel, fine, like parallel lines, okay? I will show you what parallel now in this picture. Come on. I was studying while mom was making dinner. I was studying while mom was making dinner. Here, the two actions are in the past continuous. How? It's because none of us has interrupted the other. I was studying and my mother was making dinner. She didn't stop me from studying. I didn't stop her from making dinner. So in this case, if two actions are happening at the same time and they didn't interrupt each other, I use the past continuous tense. Again, the past continuous in this sentence is used with the two actions because they were parallel. So let's look here at this graph I made. Look here, I was studying, mom was making dinner. What can you see? Those lines are what? Excellent. They are parallel. They are not going to intersect. They're not going to interrupt each other. Okay? So this is the fourth use for the past continuous, like two actions happening together at the same time. None of them is interrupting the other. Fine? Okay? And in this case, I use while, whether at the beginning or at the middle of the sentence, like this. While, past continuous, more past continuous while past continuous. Okay? Let's, for example, I was studying while he was making dinner. I was studying while he was making dinner. So none of us has stopped the other or interrupted the other, right? In the example, while Ellen was reading, Tim was watching television. So she was reading, he was watching TV. None of them has interrupted the other. Okay? Another example, last one. What were you doing while you were waiting? So you were doing something while waiting. I can, like, for example, I was reading, for example, while eating. Two actions happening together for the same person. Okay, so this is the fourth use for the past continuous tense. This is the last use for today. This is the last use for today. Are you guys ready to answer some questions? Come on. Choose the correct answer. Choose the correct answer. She watched, was watching, watches, watching TV when the telephone rang. Yes? Come on. Excellent. It says when the telephone rang. So it was like an action that was interrupted by the I can hear you. Interrupted by this action. So I will use what? The past continuous. Excellent. She was watching TV when the phone rang. Great. Okay, let us go to the second question. I spaced all day yesterday. Do you remember when I told you all day, all night? I use it with the past continuous tense. What will be here? Excellent. I was sleeping all day yesterday. Number 3, when I heard the doorbell, Ali, what? I hear the doorbell. When, and then past simple, what comes after it? Who remembers? Excellent. I was eating. Okay, was eating. Number 4, space. He was on the phone. I was watching TV. Here I will use either when, while, what, or why. Who remembers? Here, what's here? It's a past continuous and then the past continuous. Again, he was talking on the phone. I was watching TV. None of us was interrupting the other. Which part here? Who remembers? Excellent. The fourth use, which is while he was talking on the phone, I was watching TV. Number 5, he was canceling his flight, space called, we called him. So I have here past continuous and then past simple. What comes before the past simple? Excellent. He was canceling his flight when we called him. Excellent. Number 6, while she was packing the bags, I space for our passports. And here I have I were looking, I was looking, I looking, or I looks. So while past continuous, I need what here? Can I say I were looking? No. Excellent. The answer is I was looking. Great. Are you ready for more questions? Come on with me. Set of questions with us is this set of questions. It says rewrite the following. We rewrite the questions, the sentences here, using the words between brackets. Okay, come on. Let's read the first sentence. We were having lunch. Dad came home. We were having lunch. Dad came home. Here he wants when, and please check it. Be careful. When is capitalized, so it will be at the beginning of the sentence, and what he wants me to do here is to link the two sentences together using when. And pay attention again, it is capitalized. It's at the beginning of the sentence, okay? So I will start with when, and you will tell me what comes after when. Which part? Excellent. it's going to be the part in the past simple, like this. When Dad came home, we were having lunch. Okay, great, good job. Number 2. The phone rang, I was talking to Mom. He wants also when capitalized. So it's actually already something like it's already done. I'll just add when and do like link the two sentences together. It's going to be when the phone rang, I was talking to Mom. When the phone rang, I was talking to Mom. Okay? Number 3. I was watching TV when she called. I was watching TV when she called. He wants me to use while. So it's going to be like this. While I was watching TV, she called. Because what comes after while? Excellent. The past continuous tense. Okay, this one is not so clear because of the writing. Let's go to the 4th one. When the phone rang, she was writing a letter. Here he wants me to use while instead of when, right? So the sentence is linked by when, right? You can see, but he wants me to use while. So I will say bye-bye to when, and then I will put while, and it's capitalized, so I will start with it. I start the sentence with while. Who can tell me what comes after while? Good job. The longer action or the past continuous. So it's going to be while she was writing a letter, the phone rang. Great. Number 5. Here, number 4. I'm sorry. The second set of questions, we're going to form questions using the words like this. I was swimming when I saw the shark. What? Who can tell me? What? What? Excellent. What were you doing when you saw the shark? Another part. Paul was hiding when his friends found him. What were you doing, Paul? Okay, it's going to be what? Yes, I would say, what was Paul doing when his friends found him? Great. Number 3. When my belt broke, I was dancing. What? What were you doing when your belt broke? And number 4. My mother was cooking while I was reading. I can ask it in two parts. Like, for example, I can say, what was your mother doing while you were reading? Or what were you doing while your mother was cooking? Okay? Thank you all for listening to me. It's my first video. If you like my explanation, please tell me. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and tell me any notes you have. Thank you so much and have a great day. Everybody take care of yourselves. Bye bye.